welcome back to my channel. Today I have a DIY at-home no chip mani for you. I love this because I have no time to be painting my nails every 4 days when my polish is all chipping off, nor do I necessarily have the time or the desire to go spend a bunch of money to get my nails done in a salon all the time. So this is the solution that I have found and that I have absolutely been loving, so I thought it was time to share it with y'all. Before we get started, I wanted to say welcome and hello if you are someone who is new here. My name is Rachel Weiland and I really hope that you will enjoy what you see and stick around by subscribing with that little red button down below. This type of manicure requires glue-on, press-on nails. The reason we're going to be using these is because it will hold polish so much better than your own nails. You will not see the chipping, you will not see the cracking and all of that happens because your own nails have natural oils in them, and so it's really easy for polish to flake, chip, and peel off. That is not going to happen with these, and that's why to me it's so worth the extra effort that it takes, because I can get probably about 3 weeks out of this polish and this manicure. Polish dries so much faster on these nails than on your own natural nails. Again, I'm pretty sure that has to do with the fact that there's no natural oils or anything in them, but it's pretty amazing because mama also doesn't have just an hour to sit around and let my nails dry. And really, it's saved me tons of money by going to the salon, and it's saving me the time and hassle of having to redo my nails every few days. I would have honestly never even thought to do something like this, but one of my favorite YouTubers, Brittany from Vassar Beauty, I'll have her channel linked down below, uses a method similar to this, and so I just decided that I had to try it out. I've been doing this now consistently for a few months, and honestly, I have loved it. I have really kind of tweaked and adjusted her methods to fit for what I think works better for me and has worked better for me, but I just am so grateful that I stumbled across that tutorial because literally life-changing. Before we hop into the tutorial part of this, I'm gonna start out with a few tips and tricks before you even kind of get started with this type of a manicure. Be sure to also stick around until the end after the tutorial because I will have some tips and tricks on maintenance and removal. Tip number 1, when you go shopping for your nails at the store, do not buy pre-painted nails. Seriously, just spare yourself. 2 reasons for that. One is because some of your nails might share sizes, and some of the manicure sets don't all include multiple sizes of the same nail, and so you could find yourself in a position where you're either using ill-fitting nails or you just can't use them at all. The other reason is that when you are doing this method, you are actually going to be gluing them down to your nails because, hello, press-on nails with like little sticker stuff, that's never gonna work. But with glue, as you're holding it down, you may have a little extra glue that either ends up on your finger or on the nail, and if you're using pre-painted nails, you're kind of screwed because you've already messed up the polish and it's a little hard to overcome. Number 2, do not be tempted by the brush-on glue. I really love this Kiss nail set here that I have and the glue that comes with it. I always buy these and I just think it has worked the absolute best. I was tempted by the brush-on glue because it's a lot easier to use, but it does not last as long at all. And I had nails popping off all over the place. So just trust me, suck it up and use the little bottle instead. Tip number 3, when you're painting these nails, I still recommend that you use a base coat and a top coat. I have tried it without because that was something Brittany suggested, but you know what? It really just didn't work for me, and I found that my polish was wearing down around the edges almost immediately. I'm a mom of a toddler. I use my hands, I wash my hands all the time, and so the polish was taking a beating, and it was kind of defeating the purpose of having to go through the process of doing all the nails and all that anyway. However, using a base coat and a top coat has been a total game changer. Polish lasts forever. Like I promised, No Chip Mani. Now that we have my tips and you are prepped and ready to go, let's hop right into this tutorial. I always start out by using a hand scrub. I've been using this True Blue Spa Sugar 60-second hand scrub for a long time. I've mentioned it in multiple videos. I absolutely love it. I'll have it linked down below, but it's just really easy to use and just gives your cuticles a nice little scrub and exfoliation before you start your manicure. Next, you want to take the roughest side of a buffing block and you want to buff your nails. This part is optional, but I do think it makes a difference when it comes time to glue your nails and how long they last. It just gives them a little bit more grip and texture for the glue in the nail to adhere to, as opposed to a perfectly smooth nail. Now that your nails are prepped and ready, we are ready to start gluing on our nails. But first, I always measure out the nail against my own nail. I never want to make the mistake of assuming my nail size and just making a huge mess of this whole process. So I always check, even though now I've been doing this for several months and I pretty much know exactly which sizes to use on which nails. I would still rather be safe than sorry. When it comes time to glue, I recommend putting a little bit of glue onto the nail itself and then your own natural nail. I like to just spread glue kind of all over both surfaces, but in a very thin layer. If you just do one big dollop, you're gonna end up with tons of glue squeezing out the side and it's just kind of a huge sticky mess. But this way has just worked out really well for me. When it comes to actually applying the nail, I almost like to slide it into place as opposed to just plopping it down. It helps you get a really nice snug fit against your cuticle, but it also just helps the placement to be much better than if you're just trying to eyeball it and plop it straight down onto your nail. Once you have your nail in place and it is straight and exactly how you want it, make sure you hold it there for about 20 to 30 seconds so that the glue has time to set and dry. Now it's time to cut or file your nails into your desired shape. You can see that I have cut mine down really short. I have left them long. If you've watched some of my Vlogmas videos or other previous videos, I have kept them long and really just shaped them into more of an almond shape. But I'm here to tell ya, I really just can't keep up with all these little tiny toddler buttons when I have super long nails. So I just cut them all down so that they're basically about the same size and shape of my normal nails, but because they are these fake nails, they will hold the polish unlike my own natural nails, which have oils and things like that and will chip very easily. Once your nails are glued on, they are cut or filed or both to your desired shape and length, it is time to get to painting. I always start with the base coat. Right now I am loving this one, which is the Sally Hansen Big Primer Base Coat. And then you get to paint or do nail art or do whatever the heck you want on these nails. Today I'm going to be applying a polish from the Sally Hansen Argan Oil line. This is in the shade Rosy Quartz. I am a sucker for a classic, just very neutral pale pink. Goes with everything, super easy, and it just looks very classic. So it's just a huge favorite of mine. But I have also painted these with darker colors, with brighter colors, really anything goes. This process is very much the same as just painting your own regular nails. Apply thin coats and let dry in between. I personally am always a 3-coat kind of girl, but if you want to stop at 1 or 2, that's fine too. And of course, you're gonna seal it all in with a top coat. So I have been using the Sally Hansen Big Shiny Top Coat. There's a few different versions of this. There's like a matte one. I don't know, there's a bunch. This is what I picked. I like a nice shine to my nails, and I love this because it really just dries quickly. And so, especially when you're using it on these nails, it's like lickety split. And voila, your DIY at home no chip mani is complete. Now that your manicure is done, it will last for about 2 to 3 weeks. I can usually get about 3 out of mine, so I'm gonna now jump into some tips on how to maintain your nails and also how to remove them when it is time. Tip number 1, it is absolutely imperative, regardless of the type of manicure you have, that you wear gloves when you do dishes or clean. It just is a lifesaver when it comes to your hands and nails. If you're not already doing this, start. go out today, buy a pair of gloves. You really, really need them. Tip number 2, if at any time you want to change or touch up your polish during those 2 to 3 weeks, you do not have to take off the whole set of nails and start from scratch. Just be sure to use a non-acetone nail polish remover and the polish will come right off and you'll have a fresh base to start with, just like we did at the beginning of our manicure. Tip number 3, if one of these nails happens to pop off, it happens to me sometimes when I'm getting towards the end of that 2 to 3 week range, if I'm doing something really crazy and it just happens. Instead of my own nail breaking, one of these babies just pops off, which is really great because as long as you can recover the nail, you can just repeat the gluing process and pop it right back on until you are ready to remove the whole set and start fresh. Again, so much quicker than either having to redo my whole set of nails or just having to repaint that one nail and let it dry. That's always a pain in the butt and takes time and energy. Re-gluing one of these babies on that's already been painted, easy peasy, takes 20 seconds. And tip number 4, when it is time to remove, you can either wait until they are pretty much lifting off and you can just kind of feel that they will peel off pretty easily. You can just pop them off. If you need to stick a little orange stick under there, you can. I always just use my nails and peel them off. It doesn't damage my own nails. I'm generally left with some glue on there that I do have to remove, but again, that's easy. I would not recommend removing these via that method if they don't feel like they're ready. If they are still really glued and really stuck, I recommend soaking them off in acetone. This is, again, really easy. It's quick. It's not the same as having to soak off even like acrylics. I think it's even easier than removing gel polish personally, but just please soak them off and don't rip them off your nails if they don't just pop off really easily. Sometimes for me, I can pop off almost all of them and then there will be like 1 or 2 that just is really stuck. So I always go and soak that off because of course you can damage your nails if you just go ripping when the glue is still really set and sturdy. That is it for my DIY no chip at home mani tutorial. I really, really hope that y'all have enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful. This has just been something that has been an absolute go-to for me the last several months because, like I said, I don't have the time to be redoing my nails every few days when they chip if I just have my natural nails, nor do I really want to go spend a ton of money or time sitting in a salon every couple of weeks getting stuff like this done to my own nails. So I'd much rather do it at home, and it's very quick and easy, super, super cost effective, and I love it. So if you decide to try it out, be sure to let me know in the comments down below or send me a picture on Instagram or Facebook because I love seeing you guys put these tutorials to action. So give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it and stick around and subscribe if you aren't already. We will have the weekly vlog on Wednesday and then I have an organization-based video coming up for you next Saturday. So I'm really excited about that. I'm actually just waiting on 1 or 2 things to arrive that I want to feature in the video. So patience is a virtue. I hope y'all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys next time. Bye.